guys could go. No, just I'm not just bugging you and watching you.
Hi everyone, it's Kim and I'm here with my good friend Holly Lomelino, and I am super excited to get to have her with me. She and I have been friends a really long time, and we've been getting into the essential oil journey together for the last year and a half or so, and but long before essential oils came into her life, Holly has been into health and wellness for people just in general, and she and her family have been on an extensive journey into healing and health for their bodies, and really just been a wonderful resource for so many of us that have been wanting to learn and grow in our understanding of how to take care of ourselves in a natural way, and how to use food as medicine, and how to just really take care of ourselves. And so I've been so thankful to be here with her, and I'm excited to have her doing these videos together. So we decided we're going to do these holistic health with Holly, a few classes or teachings together. And so tonight she's going to share with us a little bit about just the foundations of health. And so, Holly, welcome.
Thank you. It's great to be here with you tonight.
So, take it away.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm really excited to be doing this because this is a real passion of mine, just teaching, sharing about holistic health and natural health. I have loved the oils. It has been a huge expansion to a holistic health repertoire. And but tonight we're going to just try to start with some of the basics that are really essential to an overall lifestyle of health. And one of the things we were talking about earlier was just how with the oils, they're so amazing, they're so powerful, they can do so much for our bodies, but we don't want to, have this underlying poor health that then we just kind of try to troubleshoot with the oils and use them as sort of like a Band-Aid approach. But we want to have a foundation of health that we're building upon, and then using the oils to complement that, to support that system, to use them for better quality of life, and not just like, oh, I am getting sick all the time and I have to go to my oils to try to get better, but that we really have the right foundations in place. And the great thing about that too is that doTERRA has a number of products that help with laying that foundation. So we want to talk about some of those tonight as well. So, but doTERRA has a wellness pyramid that I believe you will be able to see a graphic of, hopefully. Graphic is really amazing, and it's great that doTERRA as a company believes in laying these foundations as well, and not just, again, using the oils as like a Band-Aid approach. But so the first building block of that pyramid is the Eat Right pyramid or block, and that is, I think, what I'm particularly passionate about, and something we're going to talk a little bit about tonight. Above that is exercise, then rest and stress management, reducing your toxic load, informed self-care, and proactive medical care. And so the bottom four is the lifestyle part. And we know that, you can't just eat great. You have to make sure that you are getting enough rest, that you're exercising, and that you're, just overall self-care and that lifestyle thing. So, but our diet is a huge part, of course, and
which is why it's the bottom of the pyramid.
Exactly. It is really that foundation in so many ways. And I would even say a particular passion of mine that maybe we'll have more videos about, but is overall gut health, and that is a huge part of that foundation of health. And that's a lot more than just what we eat too. And I'll be getting into that a little bit with some of the doTERRA products, but making sure that we really are nourishing our bodies with our food, and that our gut is strong and healthy, and that we don't have overgrowth of the bad stuff or too little of the good stuff, and that we're just caring for our bodies in that way as well. If you do any sort of study on the gut, you'll see that it's hugely important for your immune system, for your brain functioning, for all these different things that go on in the body. But okay, so let's get a little bit into diet, because we're gonna
Real quickly, let's just, for anyone who might not know, let's just clarify, what does the gut mean?
Oh, okay.
What do you mean by that?
Okay, so great question. So the gut is really kind of the whole digestive tract, but we're primarily looking at the small and large intestine. Mm-hmm. That is a huge portion of the whole digestive system, mm-hmm. and there's a lot that goes on in that part of our body, and there's a lot of things that need to be in place to make it function properly, and there's a lot of things that can go awry if we're not taking good care of our body, and if we're not eating the right foods, and we're overeating the bad stuff. So that's kind of what we're talking about with the gut. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people know about probiotics these days, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. But before we get into that, I want to just give an encouragement to what I believe is kind of that basic laying the right foundation thing. So I think, we were talking, I could talk about just the food and diet and stuff for hours upon hours, and I have before, but we don't have time for that, and it can be quite overwhelming sometimes if you delve in too deeply. So I wanted a way to just try to equip our viewers to how to make these sorts of good, healthy diet lifestyle changes. And kind of my main message in the simplest form is just eat real food. And I think that seems so simple and so straightforward, and probably many of us think, oh, okay, easy, I eat real food. But I want to kind of look at how in this day and age that is so much easier to say than to do. And I think the reality that we can go into grocery stores, we can go into restaurants, even go into health food stores, and that there truly is so much out there that I don't think you can actually deem real food. Mm-hmm. And so we have to start to, even if it's not something you ever want to be passionate about the way somebody like me is, that we all need to at least realize that this is a big part of our lives, and that we need to educate ourselves to some degree on what are we putting in our body day in and day out, and allow that to start to really matter to us more. Mm-hmm. And I think that, it's so multifaceted, because I think there's the emotional aspect, there's the biological aspect, there's even the fact that, if we have an unhealthy relationship with food, that our bodies there's a psychological component as well as a physiological component to kind of those cravings or those habits that we've built in. I think so many of us can really struggle with emotional eating, and then we have just this onslaught of the culture we live in, where it's like what's around us all the time is like, maybe 70-80% not that healthy of food, and not even real food a lot of times. So anyway, all that to say, we do have to do a bit of educating, a bit of beginning to process through, why does this really matter? Is it something I want to give time and attention to? And, I'm definitely here to say I believe it does. I think it's super important for all of us to care about and to take steps in the right direction of something I'm a big believer in, is seeing wellness and health as a lifelong journey and not a destination we're trying to get to. Mm-hmm. So I have this picture in my mind I see of this long, windy path, and it's kind of the path of health. And something that's really important to me is that we all make sure we get on that path and that we move forward as there's kind of a grace to do. And that some seasons we might not have as much of an ability to move forward as quickly as other seasons. Right. And then other seasons, you know, we need to put more time and energy into that. But to see it as a lifelong journey, and that we always want to be progressing on that path to some extent. And that means, you know, greater education, greater, you know, implementing new recipes, taking out some more of the bad stuff, those types of things. And I know that we all are really different too. Some of us are way more extreme, and it's like we just, you know, go hard and go fast, and others like need to process a lot more, and it's going to take them a lot longer to get there, but that we are just making some amount of progress along the way on that path. So eating real food, and I think that something in my heart with that concept is kind of getting back more to the basics. It's like that we would eat like, you know, a piece of fish, we would eat a piece of steak, we would eat potatoes, we would eat green beans, we would eat a salad, we would eat these foods that it's like I can go to the farmer's market and I can buy that food, and it's there in the form that it was designed to be in, and
it's being grown. It's been grown.
Yeah, it's been grown or raised somewhere, and it's not all this you know, kind of
processed.
Yeah, processed, newfangled, you know, all the newfangled foods that we live in such a world of that. You know, 100 years ago, they didn't have all this boxed and packaged stuff. So, you know, that's another way we could look at it is what did our great-grandparents eat? What did they even have the ability to put on their plates? And, you know, I'm not into fad dieting, but I think that there is a lot to be learned from, you know, getting back more to the basics and just kind of learning how to simplify. That we live in a, you know, simple, the Real Simple magazine, or that's kind of a popular trend, and I think we're fighting for that because we live in such a complex world, and we certainly see that in the grocery stores. I think the fact even that there's so many selections is just, it's overwhelming to the system. And so that's part of the mental process, I think, to go through. But I did want to give a practical tool besides just saying eat real food, and to start to be more aware and practice label reading and those sorts of things. Those are kind of all things that are important to me, and shopping at farmers market. And another way I've heard it put is stay on the outskirts of the grocery store, where it's like you're in the meat section, you're in the dairy section, you're in the produce section, and stay away from all those middle aisles where all that stuff is just those boxes and cans and packages of pre-made processed food. But a tool that I've actually come across more recently, but I feel like at this point I can very highly, wholeheartedly recommend, is a program called the Whole30. And Kim has also used some of this. And they have a strong online presence. So I'm very much a book in my hand person, so I got the book. But you can find a lot of their stuff online as well. But I'm loving this program because they really address a lot of the important aspects of this, the emotional aspect. They also are looking at, you know, it's basically for 30 days you eat what for some people might be a pretty restrictive diet. I didn't find it to be that restrictive for me, but but you know, I guess it's a bit restrictive, but really their heart is you cut out all the stuff that could potentially really be making you feel bad and destroying your health in any capacity. And you're going to eat super clean, real food for 30 days. And I like that. I like this because it gives you a very practical tool to even help you get a grid for what real food might be, because that's hard for a lot of us now. What is real food?
And you find yourself eating foods that you didn't even realize you liked, but you do because you just have never tried them.
Yeah, and it's a lot simpler, right?
Very
simple.
think
a lot simpler. And even this book is great because they're just teaching you all the different ways to cook eggs and all the different ways to cook meat, and for the 4 different ways you can cook vegetables. And so it's not just a cookbook, you know, it's not just a recipe book, but they have that as well. But there's a lot of teaching in here, a lot of just equipping that really goes on. And since we don't have time to do all of that, I did want to point out this as a great resource that I can really recommend. And yeah, just to encourage you all to take those steps and to, we want to be available too, obviously, for questions and more equipping, and maybe more of these videos can delve into specifics if that seems to be the direction we take. But yeah, just really encouraging everybody to take the steps that they need to continue to grow in laying the right foundation with those diets. And I promise you that you will feel better, and that it will lay the foundations that you need for an overall life of health. And that it has to start at that place, and that we have to address that area. And then from there, both of us have some doTERRA products we want to talk about that are more in that category of laying the right foundation. So I will start with the TerraZyme product. And this is been one of my favorite doTERRA products because I really have felt a significant difference from using it. So this is the digestive enzyme product, basically. And the thing is that a lot of us, especially as we age, just don't have the right enzymes that we need to digest our food properly. So I found for me, here I was eating this amazing diet, and basically you could eat the most perfect diet, but if your body's not digesting the food and assimilating the food, then you're lacking from the nutrients that you're trying to get from it. So this product is, a pretty full spectrum digestive enzyme. So it's going to give you, there's maybe like 12 different enzymes here that are going to help you be able to digest all sorts of different foods. So, the grains and the vegetables and the meats and all these different things so that your body can really digest them and assimilate those nutrients. And I think one of the things people find is not only feeling better from taking it, but even feeling like that you don't even have to eat as much to get as much of the food nutrients. It's like your body all of a sudden can start to process, and it's like you just got a checkup on the engine, and so it's just running better and
supporting your whole digestive system.
Yeah. So I really highly recommend this product. And then
how do you take that one?
So this is going to be taken with each meal. You just take one every time you eat, basically. And then this one is the PB Assist. It's the probiotic, and I'll just say a quick word on probiotics in general. This is something it's kind of getting back to that gut health. I'm very passionate about that. I think part of that has come from a lot of digestive issues I've had myself, and a lot of what we would call gut dysbiosis, which is essentially where things are off. There's so many things that need to be kind of in line to have optimal gut health and to have enough of the good stuff and not too much of the bad stuff. And anytime any of that gets thrown off, which unfortunately there's a major onslaught in our day and age that throws that off, sugar, over consumption of sugar is a huge part of that, but antibiotics, just even toxins that are in our environment, that are in our water, that are in our food, especially if it's, pesticides or things like that. So there's a real onslaught with that. And so, constant infiltration of the good stuff is so essential to having overall health and overall gut health. So the doTERRA probiotic is definitely an awesome probiotic, and definitely something that you would do well to have in your protocols. And you can take 1 to 3 a day with meals as well. And yeah, these two are kind of, I think, my favorites that I would highly recommend everybody be on. And I don't know that we want to take too much time tonight to talk about these, but these are also some more really amazing products. I'll just say a brief word on Zakaryan is the detoxification complex. the word. And this is another pill that you would take with food, take one capsule with morning and evening meals. A lot of people I know find that this kind of helps keep them regular, and just it's kind of keeping your liver detox, keeping the organs and systems kind of flushed out and detox. And
because they get full of things that they don't need.
Yeah, so this is definitely a great product as well. And the GX Assist, these kind of really work together here, actually. So the GX Assist is the cleaning out your digestive tract. So I would think it's pretty safe to say that the grand majority of us in America today have probably some overgrowth of something that's not good. For many people, it's the candida, the yeast. But it could be a number of other bad bacterias and bad things that are going on there. So this is really designed to clean that stuff out. You need to do it in tandem. It's basically this whole game of like getting rid of the bad and replacing it with the good. And you have to kind of go back and forth, because depending on how bad it might be for some people, it could take a number of months, and you can't stay on this for too long. You wouldn't do more than 10 days of this at a time. So you kind of go back and forth with cleaning it out, getting rid of the bad for 10 days, and then repopulating with the good. And doTERRA itself has more information on using these products, and that's something that we also can give more information about. But it's pretty straightforward. But, doing this in conjunction with like a cleanse or something like the Whole30 can be really great, just to kind of bring that overall health. And lemon is amazing. There's so many great things about lemon, and so many things you can use it for and do with it. But keeping lemon in your water is also an awesome way to just keep things flushed out, keep your body detoxing stuff, keeping those detoxification pathways open. So this is kind of the doTERRA protocol for some of that, laying that right foundation with the diet and just the overall gut health. And these are all in the Digest Zen categories, with just helping with good digestion and good diet and stuff. And Kim is going to share about kind of the multivitamin and the lifelong vitality that is also a huge part of laying the right foundation. The doTERRA's real main supplement protocol here.
So if you've been to a doTERRA class, you probably have heard about the lifelong vitality already. But just in case, I thought we should talk about it tonight, because like Holly said, it really is the best foundation that you can give your body as far as helping your body to function at its optimal. And so the lifelong vitality consists of 3 different supplements that you would take together. You take each of them twice a day. And so the first one is the Microplex VMZ, which is a complicated name for a basic, wonderful food nutrient complex. So it's vitamins and minerals that our bodies need, and based on, for a lot of us, what we eat these days, we don't get enough of the right vitamins and minerals, and this is a wonderful way to put these into our bodies on a regular basis, so that we are getting the things that our bodies need for optimal health.
And a quick word on that is, I think it's really important to realize that even if we're eating a wonderful diet, that because so much of our food supply is depleted, our soil is depleted, a lot of things are very depleted of all the nutrients we need, that a basic multivitamin is a pretty important thing for all of us to be having.
Honestly, she eats the healthiest of anyone I've ever known in my whole life. And this is really still wonderful for her. So if it's good for her, it's good for the rest of us. The second one is the Z Omega, and this is the basic, it's called the Essential Oil Omega Complex. And it basically is great for getting all the omegas that we need. So it has omega 3, 6, and 9 in it. And then it also has some essential oils that support our overall brain and body health. And then the third one is called Alpha CRS, and this is my personal favorite. It's the Cellular Vitality Complex, and this one really supports our body's ability to regenerate cellular health on a regular basis, and it's wonderful for helping with overall energy. And so the three of these together make up the Lifelong Vitality and are really my favorite doTERRA product because of the way that they support our bodies. So that's the Lifelong Vitality right there.
And I'll just say a quick word on the CRS, that energy and cellular support. Just something that many people have really felt a lot of difference and a lot of positive change. It has a lot of the, in the natural health realm, there's kind of the buzz supplements that people kind of know and talk about and rave about, like the coenzyme Q10 and quercetin and those types of things that are very energy giving and very supportive of our cells. And so that product has quite a bit of those really great supplements that, if you were to go out and buy in the health food store individually, you'd be taking a lot of pills and it can cost quite a bit, but doTERRA has done a great job putting a lot of those together in one capsule, and so people really feel a profound difference a lot of times from taking that.
Like me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Holly, for all of that. It's awesome. Even though I have been hearing it all from you for a long time, I liked hearing it again tonight and just being re-encouraged about the importance of the foundation. So we will be back again to teach some more, but this was our first time, and we hope you all enjoyed it. We'll see you soon.
Thank you. Bye.